Welcome to Karaoke Wine with Jules and Tessa.
Hi. Welcome to Karaoke Wine. So excited to be here again.
Cheers.
Let's cheers. Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, guys.
Okay, so what we want to talk about today
Yes.
is dating younger men. And it's kind of funny that we decided to do this topic.
Yeah.
Because last week I actually went on a date with a very much younger man.
Correct.
13 years my junior.
I'm
always used to say senior.
I know. Look, I'm proud of you stepping outside your box. James was wrong. See, she's trying new things.
Yes, I'm trying new things. But the funny thing was that we had this discussion.
Yeah.
2025, I was like, you know what? I did the two-month relationship. I kind of just want to finish my 39s, just having fun and being in my me era. And then I met this guy.
She did. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate the me era that's happening right now?
Sweating right now, no way. Just thinking about this day.
He was spicy. I know we mentioned Jim and I in our last episode, but this was a whole other level of like forbiddenness, right?
Well, the thing about forbiddenness is just it's forbidden in my mind. It's not something that I ever thought I would do or go there. And me, you know me,
Yeah.
I've tried a lot of things in my life.
Yes. Colorful rainbow.
Alpha Rainbow Pass. This was not on the spectrum.
No. Honestly, when I heard about this, I was like, okay, so what? He's like 41? And she's like,
Oh, because I said younger, they're like,
Yeah.
younger than what you use it to go for. And I was like,
she dabbled in the Bieber. The Bieber fever.
okay, this was the first time. I don't want to call it that.
Yeah, the
I
base.
don't-
He was like negative when we were like,
Okay,
adults.
Stop it. We're not doing that.
We're not doing Bieber fever.
No, can I just have the title like Cougar now? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I thought cougar is appropriate.
Because I'm turning 40 in like 6 months,
Yeah.
and he was 26.
You know what? I'm into this.
Okay.
I think lioness is better though, because you're a little Leo.
Oh, so I'm a lioness.
There she
we
is.
But so I went on this date, but even more, we just watched the movie Baby Girl.
Yes.
And it's literally, Nicole Kidman is the CEO of her own company.
Yeah.
She has an intern enter this program, and they start a very hot
And heavy.
relationship. And I'm like watching it, and it wasn't even a power structure.
No.
It was an older woman dating a younger man, but also having those things go, I don't want to hurt you.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence, is a thing that I thought about going into this date.
Right. And I think part of the movie, which was interesting when they're first having the conversation, right? The very first kiss, if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie, it's pretty. But he says, like, isn't this what you want? Right? Like, he took control of the situation, and I've dabbled in the youngers in my day.
We're just swimming in the pool.
We're just testing it out with those guppies. You never know. But one of the things that attracted me most to this man, by the way, I think I was like 29 and he was maybe 23. So still in our 20s, but like I was past that point in my life. He told me, what are you doing tomorrow? And I was like, well, I don't know. What are you doing? And he's like, hopefully waking up next to you.
That's
Didn't happen. But yes, I called him and yes, we dated. And he, chef's kiss, little Spanish.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
what, boys. Like,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they know how to do it.
Let's just say this. He's probably still my top one.
Wow.
Yeah. Kisser, lover, sexual partner, like just He was
age had nothing to do with it.
no. He was just, and he was so like he was just like, I want you, and I was like,
That's hot. When a
That
guy
was-
actually says like, I want you and goes out and gets it, that's maturity and that's cojones.
yes.
That has nothing to do with age, or maybe it does, like, and how you were raised by a man that, you know, exhibits the same
He
behavior.
was actually raised by a single mom, so
Well, there goes that idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what's interesting, and I think that you and I talked about this with the emotional maturity, is we did a little slight Googling, right? On average, men have to reach the age of 43.
43 years
43.
old to reach emotional intelligence. And then women are 32.
Right. And I think in that moment, like I still, like he was the longest, youngest relationship, I should say. And I think that he just had something like the swagger about him. Like he didn't care. He was just like, no, like you.
Locked in and loaded.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was content.
Same with it. Okay, so, I'm in my me era. I'm like, I don't want to date anybody. And I was really good. Like, I was like, no. I met him, and we just had a conversation. And he was like, you're so beautiful. I want to take you out to dinner. And I was immediately, absolutely not. And I'm sticking to my guns. And he was like, no, I really want to take you out. And I was like, how old are you? And he was like, 26. And I was like, you are younger than my stepson. And it sounds really bad.
I have to cut you off because I have to like expand on what you're saying. Okay. Women naturally go to
Motherly.
yeah, like how old are you,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah.
Where are your parents?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty bad. And I even told him, I said, if we go on a date, I don't think your family would approve. Like, I am 39. I'm about to be 40.
But why did we do that? I mean, Cher is dating somebody who's like 37 and she's 70 right now. I mean, she's Cher. She's trying to turn back time.
I think because we do have a motherly instinct, and
Yeah.
I hate that.
It's true.
Because guys don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm dating a hot, young, like, piece. They don't care. They're like,
Yeah.
I have to ask my ex, like, did you care about what my dad or mom would say? What, like, dating me? I don't know. He didn't. And my parents were very, like, understanding because they were like, listen, if he treats you well and you're happy, we don't care. Like, that's the most important thing.
You know, my parents actually say the same thing to me. I think it would be different, though, in the reverse. And I think it's because of the motherly instinct. Like, I don't know. Like, if there's a big enough age gap where you're like, I could literally be your mother or your grandmother, that might be, I mean, some guys like that, though.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No.
13 is probably the biggest age gap going the opposite direction I will ever go. But the date was really good. And to be fair, getting ready for the date, like I was like, oh, I'm going to be like, I didn't really put a lot of effort into it.
Right.
I was like, it's going to be an hour. It's not that big of a deal. No expectations. We go to a wine bar. I had the best time.
So much fun.
I did. I had so much fun.
Why are they so fun?
I mean, he was just really mature. I don't even say for his age because, like, he was just mature, period. To the point where sometimes I was, like, looking at him and I was like, he might be more mature than I am.
I was about to say, early and mature. Is it, are we the problem?
Yeah. And he was like, well, you don't look your age and you just have, like, this childlike energy. And I was like, that I do.
That's
like,
true.
I
just had an epiphany.
Oh, yeah.
Never we're always like, they don't have to match our energy. We're going too old. Because I think the young ones could match us. We might terrify them, put them in therapy, but hey, I think it would be worth a shot.
So dating this younger guy, I mean, not dating, I had one freaking date. And then I deleted his number and the text message afterwards because I was like, it's not going to go anywhere. But he has texted me. And I was like, who's this? Anyway.
New phone, new disc. Really taking millennial. Oops. Did he Snapchat you next?
God, no. God, no. But it was a really good time. And I don't know, like it made me start thinking about like, maybe I could go younger. And then I started Googling all about older women and dating younger men.
No.
And 3 things that I found out, and I'm going to look at my notes. It was, they have different priorities. So they're like going up in the world. They're looking for a career.
Which I can relate to.
You can relate, and we talked about this. Like, maybe this is good for you because you are the same career-driven person.
You know, I've thought that for a very long time. However, I have actually come to realize that I either want somebody past this point or somebody who doesn't have the same insane ambition as I do. Because I need more support, and I feel like I don't want to be competing. And I think when you're a partner that's a high driver and you're a high driver,
but you can build together. And I'm saying, I'm now the one going like, don't knock until you try it.
Yeah. Listen. I dabbled in that pond.
Okay. Yeah. You were 20 something. Now you're 35. 30. Oh, you just had a birthday. You're 36.
My God. No, there is one time when I accidentally made out with one of my friend's sons who he told me that he had just graduated school. And I was like, okay, this kid's like 23. I may have been 32. He went to trade school. He was 20 years old.
Okay. So, all right. Now,
accidents.
Second point they said, they generally are more adventurous. So, like, instead of just like the dinner and the movie date, they'll go like rock climbing and race car driving and like off-roading biking. And I was like, I'm into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to hurt myself.
This whole thing about being an adult.
I'll try that. I'll try.
But being an adult and having to realize like that's going to be a hospital bill is like just not something. You know, how much is this going to cost me if it goes wrong? Is like literally what comes to my brain.
It also brings me to, I took my ex. We went off-road biking, and I picked this trail called Diablo. Devil. And yes. And I am so competitive. I was like, I felt in my mind that I was competing for the Olympics.
Yeah.
All I hear behind me is, oh shit, like, ow, whatever. And I was like, what happened? He like blasted his whole leg. I was laughing. It wasn't funny, but it was. But I think in my mind, like, now the roles are reversed. That's going to be me. Like, I'm the old person tumbling down, you know, these adventures that they want to go on. But at the same time, I am athletic and I work out a lot. So I don't think that's me.
Girl, for reference, last weekend, we're at Mila's until 4 a.m. and 4-inch stilettos. I think we will be fine on a bike on a trail.
That is my favorite spot. If you guys are ever in Miami, check it out.
Seriously, Mila sponsor us.
All right, so the mentors for
yes,
the different priorities, career driven. The third and last was my favorite, was the sexual compatibility. They have energy for days.
I told you.
And in last episode, you said that you have energy for days.
I have the most energy.
So maybe the younger thing is the way to go. And you know what? Knock it and try it.
Yeah.
Never, whatever.
See, it's interesting with me too, because I've either gone younger by 5 years or I've gone older by like 7 to 10 years. I think my oldest was 20, but that was like when I was 19. I was like having a moment. But for the most part, I've never really dated anybody my age.
No,
never. No. I did have an experience with somebody who was 40, but acted like he was 24 in the driving action, and I was not mad about that.
What do you mean in the driving action?
Yeah, I just had a lot of energy.
Oh, got it. I mean,
He matched my energy.
well, that's everyone has to match.
I match it.
Especially in the bedroom.
Especially in the bedroom.
Yeah. There can't be one partner that's doing all of the work.
No.
I mean, you want like a good session.
100%. But that's all it was, though. It was like, this is not,
Yeah.
it was, and I think that's part of why it was so good too. There's like no expectation, and when you like go on vacation and fall in love with somebody, because there's no commitment attached to it at the end, so you can just like fully have fun.
I literally went on this date with no expectation. I didn't even blow dry my hair. I put on some makeup. I was wearing these like really cute jeans and a bodysuit, and like went out the door.
Yeah.
That was it. I literally told my friend, I will be literally back in an hour. Like, I am not doing that.
No.
And then I came by a couple hours later.
Just a couple.
Just a little bit.
I mean, that's what happened.
I mean, we were hot.
I mean, obviously, you have to. Also, by the way, she happened to be in Boca, which outside of Boca Dad, you had spent like a ton of time in Boca, so it was probably fun and exciting. Where it's not like if maybe you were out in Miami, or
Everything was new.
Yeah, everything was new, so it was easier to just be like, oh my God, this is like so fun. Yeah, because we love adventures.
Well, there was one point where I did feel my age a little bit. We were walking down the street, and there was a bar, and I was doing like a live band, and they were playing Leonard Skinner. I just went to a Leonard Skinner concert. Like classic rock is my jam, but I love 90s hip hop. I love house music. Like, I love it all.
We're millennials. Okay, that's who we are.
Exactly.
Throw in inbox sometimes. We'll like be there.
Right.
Hanson.
And Leah was like, oh, I hate this music. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, how could you hate this music? And I just realized, like, oh, yeah, I get it now.
You know what? That, though, regardless of the age, I kind of love that he led with his own opinion. Because my biggest annoyance is when people just agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, I told this guy that I dated that I love the Rolling Stones. I grew up on them. They're like my band. Like, Sympathy for the Devil was written about me. Okay. And I was like, I don't love Rolling Stones. And he agreed with me. He's like, oh my God, I grew up with them. I love them.
Yeah. Okay.
He didn't even know the words to Painted Black. Like, who can't get a satisfaction? Like, come on. I was like, you did.
I mean, Britney Spears did that rendition. Everybody should know that.
Listen, going back to the line, we're not going to go to rant right now. But the thing is, like, that's attractive. Like, even though it's like, excuse me, sir, this is my music.
I mean, it just was a moment where I was like, oh, of course you don't like this music. But that could, I don't know. I don't know. There's two things that made me feel.
Oh, what was the other thing? Because I actually have a follow-up question to this, because I'm curious to do this on the spot with you, since you do it to me so often. What was the other thing that made you feel that way?
I'm sweating. I wanted to kiss him.
Okay.
Because I felt the vibe, and I was like, I don't know if he's going to, like, pick up on any of the vibe.
Okay, first of all, you were about as subtle.
No, I was being very, like, soft feminine. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. I really was cognizant of, like, not being the older, assertive person in the relationship. Like, I really took a step back, and I was like, I want him to be the man. I want older or younger. I want him to do everything. When it came to planning, I was like, you tell me when I need to get ready, where we're going. And he did that. And then when we got there, like, there were certain things that I was in my soft feminine moment, and I wanted him to lead. But when it came to the kiss, like, that's where I went into my.
And what happened?
Moment.
What did you do?
Nothing. I just told him I wanted to kiss him, and I asked permission.
She got signed consent before this happened, so no one come after us.
I literally was like,
of legal aid, by the way.
I'm sweating.
He did not have to get a.
No, but I was like, I want to kiss you, and he said, really? And I was like, yes. And I was like, can I? And he was like, yes. And then I went in for the kill. And that was like a moment where like, okay, now I'm the cougar. The lioness. I like literally saw my prey and I was like, you're it.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Because, and I want you to think about this before you answer it.
Yes.
You found these two instances. He didn't like Leonard Skinner, okay? Or he didn't like that type of music.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to initiate a kiss. Was it that you were looking for something to attach an age to? Or do you actually think it was because he was younger? Because here's why. I want you to think about it and think about all the dates you've been on. I am the aggressor on the kiss. Always. Regardless of age. Like, if I were to kiss you, I'm going to kiss you. And if I have to, like, walk away from you because I'm going to kiss you because, like, it's just not the moment. But do you think you maybe attached it to
I was in my head a lot.
Yeah.
I was. Because the way he dressed, the way he spoke, the way everything.
Yeah.
If I didn't know his age, I would have thought he was older.
Okay, so follow-up question. Maybe it wasn't age, it was just that he's different than you're used to. But you were attaching it to age because it's the biggest difference that you associate with dating people.
I don't know.
We're going to figure this one out. Because it's because I've never been age focused. There was one time when I was 29 and somebody I worked with, and he's still one of my really dear friends, and he's like, chef's kiss human.
Yeah.
So, like, Adonis, like, literally looks like something carved out of Italian marble. And he loved me. But that was 20 and 29. Like, that's a really large difference to take seriously. And I adored him as a human, so I never crossed that line, right?
He was 20 or
I was 29 and he was 20.
Okay.
But and he still loves me, by the way. We'll call him Philly guy.
okay.
He's from Philadelphia. He's also Italian.
Philly cheesesteak.
He'll love that. But I think also what I wanted to say here is I've never attached any, like, I don't have a type, you could say.
Yeah.
I don't have a type. Like, I don't have an age that I go after. I go after, like, good vibes or, like, that type of moment.
It's funny you say that because I'm thinking about I've only known older.
Yes.
And so my ex-fiance and I were 20 years
Right.
gap.
Yeah.
And when I was 20, I mean, I literally was raising a family and going to school. You all know the story.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at him. Like, at first, I thought he was like, oh, yeah, he's older. But then we were literally, like, the same humans, regardless of age.
Yeah.
And when I was in my 20s leading up to now, I have friends that are always older than me. Like,
Right.
I was 25 hanging out with 45-year-olds and doing wine nights.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have to ask them and be like, did you ever look at me differently because I was younger? But we all just hit it off, and it was just very mutual friendship.
You know, I think it's different, though. I think the only time a woman's age really shows when she happens to be the younger person at an event is if she's sloppy and messy.
Yes.
I think that's the only time. Other than that, all of my friends I think I am the youngest person out of all of my friends, minus the two girls that I went to high school with. Like, I've always been younger. I'm always typically dated a little bit older than myself as well. And I think it really just depends on how you carry yourself. And you and I had similar upbringings where we had to take care of ourselves and make sure that we played the sports, we got the straight A's, we were academic.
We literally had.
Like, you extracurriculars were like, you have to do all the things.
Yes.
Stay out of trouble.
I did Model UN, traveled the United States,
dating, all the things.
All the things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your 20s are very
Impressionable.
impressionable. And that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And that's all I do know.
Right.
Until last week.
I'm so proud of you.
Guy.
I really love this for you right now. I really do. Because they're fun. I mean, listen, if I go on a second date with you, it's because I had fun with you. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care how old you are. Like,
Well, I'm not getting married to him. Like, that's
totally.
And I think it's actually good that he is younger, maybe because I'm not going down that path.
Well, we also talked about,
And I can still be in my me era.
right, my me era. I love that era. I love my me era.
No, I love it.
Can we?
Yes.
Yeah, let me eat it. We use it. Okay, before it escapes my head.
Yes.
I think, too, it's different when, like, even 20, 30 years ago, when you dated with an age gap. Because, to your point earlier, you know, men that are in their 20s and 30s are grinding to get to their 40s to live the high life. And then finally by 50, they're like, oh, shit, I should probably find a partner, right? If they're those types of drivers. And it's interesting because my parents have a 10-year age gap.
Mm-hmm.
My mom met my dad when she was 35 and he was 25. By the time he was 27, he had 3 girls under the age of 4 maybe. I think my oldest sister is 4 years older than I am. But he knew what he wanted. Like, there are men who are in their 20s who are like, I just want to be a dad. Like, I just want to be a family man. I just want to be married. I think that the dynamic has shifted completely from, we're going to do this and we're just going to jump into it. We're going to struggle together. We're going to figure it out, to, I want to be established. I want to be slightly healed. I want to make sure I have stability on my own. Like, things are now going into partnerships very much separate versus let's just jump off this cliff together. Okay? Yeah. No one's jumping off any cliff unless I'm attached to a very hot guy on a parasail, right? Isn't that it? Oh, no, that's hang gliding.
Parachute.
Jumping out of a plane? Yeah, something like that.
I am a proverbial cliff girl, and I've said that before.
Yeah.
If I really am, like, feeling you. But my other girlfriend, she's 32, dating a 28-year-old, and he is by far, like, emotionally intelligent. He has his shit together. And she said, she's like, at first I was like, oh, okay. And then she, like, it, you know, it's not even a thing. And even though that's 4 years, I think it's like the whole 30, 20 is like, it's different when you're a female. We just, I don't know, because maybe society has not accepted it so much as when an older guy is dating a younger girl.
Yeah. Maybe because I don't know. I've just never been the age matters person. And I've never seen a friend with a partner before and been like, well, that's an age gap. And they're like, oh, wow, you're happy? I'm really happy for you.
I'm the same way. I just didn't, I honestly, when it came to myself, I didn't ever see it for myself. And then I was like, you know, fuck it. I was like, because, you know, I want to try.
But I will say, you also have the mom aspect with your bonus kids.
Yeah.
So it's different, I think, your approach to this because of that dynamic maybe was blocking you a little bit more than being a little bit more open-minded.
Yes.
Because this person, even though he is younger, like, he has his shit together.
He does.
And, like, he was, one of the things you said is, like, very intellectual conversation. We talked about business. We covered current events. Like, we laughed. We had fun. But, like,
yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was a really big moment where I was just like looking at him and I was just like in an aha moment, like, okay, like he's not what I expected, and I felt bad for even judging that way. And when he said I was, you know, like I had a childlike energy, and I was like, well, that is true. And I also don't look my age, and I'm, you know, I'm not a normal 39-year-old. I don't know. But
30 is like the new 20, or 30, or 40 is like 20.
I get it. And we just vibe. And, you know, I'm all about the energy, and we definitely had the energy. So I'm not a full believer, but I was like, I will see where that goes.
Yeah, I think that. And you know what we're doing, I think we came into this year, and if you've been keeping up with the episodes, which you better be, okay, is we talk about love and we want to find our partner and we're writing all these things. I think you and I both stuck to this year. One, I'm taking like a hard stop from dating right now just because I'm exhausted.
It is exhausting. And that's why
It's exhausting.
too. I was like, you know what? I do not want to invest in someone and it just not working out.
Right.
And I was tired of swiping.
Yes.
I'm not doing it. I was like, you know what? We go out enough.
Right.
If I meet someone and I vibe with them, I'm not planning on doing it, but
what's interesting,
I did it with this one because I was like, yeah, research.
but when you shift your perspective, anytime we're all out together, like people are talking to us like crazy. At least one person every time we've been out since you decided like this is gonna be my new era. This is what confidence does to you and not giving a shit does to you.
Yeah.
At least one guy every single time we've been out has been like, can I get your number? Can I take you out?
Then when
Can
you
I
say
take
no-
you on a trip?
Yeah. When I say no,
And they're like this one guy, we just had to have this one moment. I was like, okay. It comes up to her and she's out with our girlfriend Hallie, which you will meet eventually. And he goes, well, what are you looking for? And Hallie looks at him and goes, you're not it.
he was older. I mean, way older than
Yeah.
what I would go for. And I didn't want to say it, so I was like, Hallie, why don't you tell him what I'm looking for? And she was like, you're not it.
Yeah.
She wants this. She wants that. And he was like, yeah, but you could be the one. I was like, I'm not even going to entertain that conversation because I've been down that road
Oh my God.
too many times. I'm done. I'm done.
Let's all collectively as a group decide here and now that if you meet somebody and you're like, well, maybe they'll change or maybe it'll change, run in the other fucking direction, okay? Because you're not going to change. There's a reason you're still waiting for somebody.
Well, the last episode we did talk about the exception to the rule. But that exception, I'm not waiting for. Like, I don't have the time. So I'm taking my power back. And I said, it's all about me this year. I do not want to deal with it. And like, if someone comes along, honestly, but I'm just not in that headspace to invest that way.
I'm not either.
Yeah. Or, yeah. Man or man. Yeah, we went down a one. Not going on again.
Colorful rainbow, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a fun moment.
That was.
Yeah.
So I think to round this all off,
It doesn't matter about age.
no,
It's a vibe.
oh, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
I think you just, in talking about the exception, like you wouldn't have to wait. The exception wouldn't make you wait. Okay, I do not believe in wrong timing.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I do not believe in wrong timing. I do not believe in excuses. I believe in I am not worth it to you. I don't care why. Just tell me you're not interested. That simple.
Yeah, and do not waste my
Like,
time.
don't all of a sudden be like, oh, well, like, I didn't think you were serious. You didn't think I was serious, that I wanted to have kids and I wanted to get married.
I do want to know all those things.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. It's just, I'm not going out seeking on.
No, we are attracted.
Yeah.
We are not chasing.
Yeah.
We're attracted. Because we're attracted.
I'm not even like,
No, they're like blocking to
I'm
her.
not even hunting.
And they won't talk to me.
I do call it hunting.
She's a hunter.
I'm like, if I'm hungry, I'm like,
Ooh.
why? No, I'm not even doing it. Because I'm just like, I want to have a time with my girlfriends. Yes, I'm the last month of my 39th, fucking like
Having
raising
fun.
and having fun.
Yeah. So,
And if there is this one person like the universe just plops into my lap and I can't ignore it, yes. But until then,
we're not doing it. And I just love it that you're in this like nonchalant whatever era, and then I'm in the like every guy who talks to me, I'm like Tinder swindler. I don't reading my healing relationship anxiety book.
she literally told a guy that he was a Tinder swindler, and he was like, he's so
And she's like, get away from us. Seriously. Oh, he had bad energy. Bad. You had literally, I'm not going to say her name on camera, but you know whose energy you had that day when you were like, but they're so cool. And I'm like, no, bad energy.
Okay.
No, I don't know who you're talking about. So, it's me. I have chemistry with the tree. I'm like, I'm trying to get out.
Yes.
Like, Jules and I switch positions. Jules, I'm going to re-say that. Jules and I swap minds sometimes. Okay? Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's hysterical.
Yeah.
She becomes a dancing queen and I become the protected. Everyone get away from us.
That is true. Yeah.
But in order to experience
All the things.
all the things,
All the ages.
all the ages legally, or just have their parents sign the future form. What do we have to do? Carpe diem, bitches. Cheers.
Cheers. Do we have to ask for IDs next time?
Oh my God.
I hope you liked this episode of Karaoke Wine. Please like and subscribe.